We've just had a minute's applause for Ray French and Danny Peacock, two rugby league greats who sadly passed away this week. Well, it is the championship. It's West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Widnes Vikings against the Bradford Bulls, round 19 of the championship. It sees Widnes host Bradford in the Cheshire Sunshine, and there's two vital championship points up for grabs. Selection headaches for Brian Noble with players back from injury. The expectations and the message from him ahead of this one is to start where the Bulls left off against Oldham and do the same again. And here goes Aribi Doro. Bradford having first use of the ball here at the DCBL Stadium. Seconds gone. He's wrapped up just outside his own 20-metre line. Lilly at acting half to Logan Bayliss, the Australian. He's brought down for a 10-metre raid and run. And Bradford inching closer towards halfway. But Lilly will kick early, looking for a 40-20 early doors. But it does look like Joe Edge has stopped that one from going into touch on that far stand side. So an early kick from Jordan Lilly. Good attacking play, good vision. Widnes their first spell of pressure, first spell of possession in this game with 30 seconds gone, and they're 10 metres out from underneath their own post here with Jordan Johnston in there at acting half as Widnes move the ball over on this left-hand side. So if you are just joining us, it's West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Mick the Game Caller Gledall, Sunday afternoon rugby league. Widnes looking for what would only be their third home win of the season. And they have a very impressive home record here against the Bradford Bulls in recent years. Brian Noble says those records are made to be broken. Widnes' kick on the last. Charged down by Holmes. Gill has it. 5 metres inside the Widnes Vikings half of the field. So here we go. It's going to be Matty G on tackle 2. 40 metres out. 20 in from this main stand side as Bradford move the ball direct and central as Logan Bayliss is brought down 20 metres upfield inside the Widnes half on the Widnes 30. Lilly to Doro, Doro to Keys, Keys to Fulton, Fulton's inside the 20. Good defence there from Adam Lawton. Tackle 4 gone for the Bulls as Nathan Mason, first appearance in 2, wrapped up on the last tackle. Lilly misses Doro to Keys to Holmes. Holmes out wide to Gill. Gill going towards the corner. Door slammed shut there by Max Roberts. And the 24-year-old Widnes centre read that one exceptionally well. Kieran Gill running it in on the power play. We have had 90 seconds gone here at the DCBL Stadium. We'll keep you up to date with the latest scores at Doncaster, who hosts Batley, Featherstone, who hosts London, and Oldham against Hunslet. But Widnes are broken clear from their own 20-metre line. The 10 shy of halfway. Luke Cooley had to come in and wrap up Joe Edge. But all of a sudden, it's the Vikings advancing down the middle, and that's Matt Fleming, one of 5 former St Helens men in this Widnes side this afternoon. He plays it 5 inside the Bradford half. It's going to go down this right-hand edge, and that's good defence there on the Australian as Ben Condon is wrapped up 20 metres out, 20 in from touch. Jordan Johnston, the former Hull London man, centre field, moves it now to Patton. Patton on that left-hand side, gives it to Fleming. Fleming wrapped up by Blake. Good start to this one. 3 gone on the clock. Widnes on the last tackle. Patton has it. A little jink over the top to Condon. Condon's found the support on the inside, and it's the former Bradford man, Dan Murray, who will capitalise on that cute little chip kick on the power play, on the last tackle from Nick Patton, and the former Bradford man coming back to haunt his former club inside 5 minutes. It was taken in the air by Ben Condon. Condon got it out the back, and he doesn't score many, Dan Murray. It's only his second try of the season, but on his second season at Widnes, after the move from Halifax Panthers last season, the former Bradford man spent the 2017 season at Odsal under Jeff Tuvey and the Bulls, and it's Dan Murray who has got the Widnes Vikings off to an electric start here. And that was after Bradford had made good metres down the middle. There'll be a little bit of concern with Bradford's defensive structure and shape and their inability to deal with that crossfield kick from Dick Patton there. Jordan Lilly was the closest player, and he's not the tallest Jordan. He was exposed, and now there's a chance from in front of the post. The kick predictor at 100%, and it's going to be another 2 points to add to that Dan Murray score. Will Roberts, 2 from 3 against Doncaster, 1 from 1 against the Bulls this afternoon. And Widnes Vikings beating the clock. 4 minutes gone on the clock. Widnes Vikings 6, Bradford Bulls 0. Well, that was down to Joe Edge, the Widnes fullback. It was the speed of the play, the ball. There was a huge gap in the centre of the field. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, we're back underway here at the DCBL Stadium. Dan Murray, second try of the season for the former Bradford man. And it was another former Bradford man, Dick Patton, with the try assist, with the kick. Bradford now forcing Widnes back behind the play, the ball here. Looking to force the error. Scott Michalauskas tells Adam Lawton to play the ball, and here goes Patton out of acting half. Made 15 metres there, Patton, before passing the ball back on the inside. Lilly and Mason, the 2 defenders there, bringing down Mike Buck now as Widnes move it over on this right-hand side. That involves Holmes and Gill in that defensive line. Roberts will play the ball. Ball goes back in centre field here with try-scorer Murray. He's wrapped up. And the Widnes Vikings are on the 5th and last tackle, 10 shy of halfway. So it's going to go back from Johnston to Will Roberts, the 20-year-old St Helens low knee. He finds Hooley. And with 5 minutes gone, Hooley gives it back on the inside to Armitage, and Armitage is wrapped up 15 metres or so out from his own try line. Hooley in an acting half to Kieran Gill. Already, Bradford, a few players with hands on hips here. One of those, Jordan Lilly, as Hooley moves in that 9 role with Lilly upfield. Ockenball's brought down, tackle free. Lilly now involved in this play. Goes to Mason. Flat looking pass. Bradford have got away with one there. The 5 inside the Widnes half of the field. They're going to come back down the middle here now with Bayliss. Bayliss doesn't fancy taking on that Widnes defence. Gives it back on the inside to Fulton. Fulton's wrapped up. 35 away. Ball's been lost by Zach Fulton. And that's the first error of the game. The Bulls have come up with the error. It was the last tackle. Lilly was calling for the ball on this near stand side, and that was good defensive pressure there from Liam Bent and Dan Murray, forcing Bradford and Zach Fulton to come up with the first error of the game. If you are just joining us on West Yorkshire Radio, or you're watching us on Bulls TV this afternoon, Bradford just a settled side here, just the one change. Brian Noble making a 57th change of the season. It's Nathan Mason, first game since Hunsley, and that 34-0 win with Fenton Rodgers recalled alongside Connor Carr by head coach of the Huddersfield Giants, Luke Robinson. And Fenton Rodgers, certainly, what a performance he put in yesterday as Huddersfield went to Hull and won comfortably by 30-14. Bradford trailing here by 6-0, and now Fulton's forced an error. Fulton picks the ball up on halfway. Fulton heading towards the corner. Fulton not brought down, finally brought down there by Gregson. The ball skittled out. It's gone into touch. Scott Michalauskas will stop the game here. The touch judge is coming on. Is this going to go the way of the Bulls, or will it go the way of the Vikings? It was Nick Gregson with a try-saving tackle. The ball was lost on the halfway line. Fulton picked it up. Scott Michalauskas talking to his touch judge over on that far stand side here. Is it going to be Bradford ball 10 metres out from the Widnes line? Referee Scott Michalauskas is going to say penalty to Bradford. Gregson went in with a high tackle on Zach Fulton, so it's the first penalty of the afternoon. Bradford down 6-0 here if you're just joining us. Well, we'll go through the two sides when we have the next break in play, but it has been an electrifying start to this one. 8 minutes gone already. It's going to be Keys who taps the ball down the middle with Doro. Doro, his 6th appearance of the season for the Bulls, scored that try at the end to really put the icing on the cake in that win over Oldham. Now it's going to be Keys to Fulton. Fulton wrapped up by 3 black-shirted Widnes Vikings defenders, rolled over a metre out from that Widnes try line. Widnes 6, Bradford 0. Lilly misses out Bayliss. Back to the 10 with Keys. Keys to Mason. Mason rolled over. 8 metres out. 2 tackles on this set to go. Keys direct down the middle with Doro. Doro looks for support. There's no one there. That's tackle 4. 1 left after this one. 5 metres out under the shadow of the post. It's Lilly to Keys to Holmes to Hooley. Hooley can't take the ball in from Holmes. There was no pressure on Luke Hooley whatsoever. Bradford had a 3-on-2. Blake Ockingbaugh, they were queuing up to score in the corner, and that, you've got to say, is a self-inflicted error from the Bulls. It's their second of the afternoon. That will not please Brian Noble. Widnes and their supporters, they're absolutely lapping this one up. Just shy of 10 minutes gone here. Widnes will have the scrum, 10 metres out from their own try line. Bradford lining up with Luke Cooley at fullback, wing three-quarter line of Ockingbaugh, Blake, Gill, Armitage, halves for the second game in the succession. It's Keys and Holmes, forwards Bayliss, Lilly, Mason in for Rogers, back row Fulton, G, loose forward Doro, big bench for Bradford, and Brian Noble's Bulls, Skursu to Hallis, Michael. Widnes making 2 changes this afternoon as they move the ball from the scrum. It's Joe Edge at fullback, wing three-quarter line of Butt, Roberts, Fleming, Williams. The halves are Patton and Will Roberts. Forwards Murray, Johnston, Bent. Back row Condon, Lawton. Loose forward Gregston. And equally to match Bradford's power and physicality off the bench, it's McWhirter, Fozzard, Benyon and McKinney. Gavin Benyon, Tom McKinney. The 2 changes made by Alan Coleman. Widnes on halfway, tackle 4. Johnston plays the ball. Robertson acting half. Now to Murray. Murray just fronts up here, carries the ball, tucks it under his right arm. Wrapped up there by Mason, Lilly and Doro. They're on the last tackle, the Vikings. 6-0 they lead, 10 gone on the clock. Patton, another high hanging aerial bombardment, this time towards Ockingbaugh. Ockingbaugh takes that one 15 out from his own try line. And there's a real good feeling, real good intensity to this one at the DCBL Stadium. As we said, Bradford, it's been a bit of a graveyard, this stadium, and that's something that needs certainly addressing. Bradford just 1 win here in 13 years and 8 visits. And interestingly, that win coming under the guidance of Mark Dunning back in 2022 when Kieran Gill scored a brace of tries. Patton was 5 from 5 with a boot, and George Flanagan's got a drop goal in a 31 points to 6 win. Keys on the last tackle, 10 shy of halfway, kicks it straight down to Joe Edge. And Joe Edge, the 25-year-old, homegrown Widnesian, 16th appearance of the season for him. He's wrapped up just outside the Widnes 20. Game's finally settling into a little bit of a rhythm here after that crazy helter-skelter start. They're 20 shy of halfway here. Max Roberts beats one. Goes past Mason, can't go past Fulton, Bayliss and Lilly. They're 5 shy of halfway here with Johnston to Murray. And the former Salford, Halifax, Hull, Bradford man is wrapped up on halfway. They're moving on that left-hand side now with Patton. Patton runs into that Bradford line, gives it towards Edge. Edge to Fleming. Fleming's caught there by Ockingbaugh. Last tackle for the Vikings. They're 30 metres out. Once again, Patton boot to ball. Put under pressure by Keys. Oohs and ahs from the crowd. Hooley takes that one. And here goes Hooley. Eyes like dinner plates. Hooley, he moves it up to halfway before he's clattered there by Mike Butt, the Welsh international. But Bradford have an overlap here on this main stand side with Holmes. And Holmes goes away. And Holmes, he's heading towards the line. Goodbye! Holmes, a sensational, spectacular score. Bradford are going to level this one up. It's right at the side of the post. And from Dick Patton's last tackle kick, it was taken by Hooley. Hooley created that move. He ran 40 metres on an angled run. Credit to the 35-year-old Mike Butt. He put everything into the chase back and wrapped up Hooley. But that was just the start of the pandemonium and the chaos and the carnage behind, because everything that Widnes had done that moved ever so slightly left of central, that left the middle of the field wide open, and Holmes from 45 metres out has just gone down the middle of the field. And this will almost certainly be Widnes 6, Bradford 6, with Jordan Lilly kicking from in front. What a try that was. Absolutely sensational play from Luke Hooley. and then that was backed up by Tom Holmes. 6th try of the season, 3rd time in the halves this season, 2nd in the time this season with Keys. Well, we mentioned Hooley, eyes like dinner plates. Well, he certainly did. Credit, though, where credit's due. Mike Butt, 35-year-old Welsh international, missed that round 11 meeting between the sides at Odsall, but he made up for it. Jordan Lilly, 5 from 5 against Oldham. Kick predictors at 100%. I think we're going to be locked up here in Cheshire, and we are. Widnes Vikings 6, Bradford Bulls 6. An electric start to this one. Round 19 of the Championship. Vikings 6, Bulls 6. 13 minutes gone on the clock. Well, no secret, Luke Cooley. He has a contract on the table from the Bulls for next season. The big question is, will the homegrown Bradford lad sign on the dotted line, joining Mitch Souter and Jaden Ockimbaugh on that Bradford Bulls rollercoaster journey next season? Don't forget, there is the Super League vote tomorrow. It's going to be a lively afternoon, let me tell you. We'll have all the news and the reaction when that vote takes place, and when we know what the lie of the land is, and ultimately what those Super League clubs are deciding. Are they going to 10? Are they going to 14? Are they remaining at 12? Bradford on the restart, 6 points apiece. Fulton on tackle 3. Now Bayliss down the middle. Bayliss looks for support. There's no one there. Hooley was just a little bit behind the play. No criticism of Hooley. Bayliss did well. Now here's Lilly. Lily's broken clear. Lily's brought down there. Bradford on the last, 20 metres out. They go towards Blake on the right-hand side. Blake's lost the ball. It's gone forward anyway. And I think Bradford there, they weren't expecting Bayliss to bust clear, and then Lilly. There were a lot of players further downfield. Well, the Widnes form book tells you in their last 6 games, they had the draw against Halifax here, 24 points apiece. They then produced a season best performance, completing that league double over Toulouse, winning here 24-4, whilst also pushing York close last month. They led 18-0 before 36 unanswered points from the Knights. That's Bradford's second error of the afternoon on the Widnes 20-metre line. It was the last tackle. Brian Noble, ever the perfectionist, would have rather Bradford had seen the passes stick, or there was an attacking kick to put some kick chase pressure on the Widnes edges, but nonetheless Bradford defending well, and Widnes on their 3rd tackle midway in their half. If you're just joining us, 15 gone here. Bradford 6, Widnes 6 as Patton kicks early on tackle 4. Looks for a 40-20. Ockimbaugh tracks back. Does well, does the former Canterbury man. And the former Canterbury Bulldogs man is going to meet 4 black-shirted Vikings defenders just outside the Bradford 20-metre line. He'll get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Keys, centre field to Hooley. Hooley looks for a gap, fronts up, can't get past Johnson and Murray, and he's brought down 15 shy of halfway now with Lilly to Gill. Gill and Ockimbaugh both tied on 13 tries apiece this season. Real good rivalry and competitiveness from the Bulls as Dorrough now up and over halfway. Bradford just on top in the forward game as we now see Logan Bayliss take it, and he's made another 10-12 metres. So Bradford 30 out from the Widnes line. They are on the last tackle. It's going to go back to the 40 with Keys. Keys targets Blake. Ockimbaugh. Edge has to shift across. He's done well as Joe Edge to take that one under kick chase pressure from not just Blake and Ockimbaugh, but also Zach Fulton. As Widnes now very nearly go through a gap. Matty G, ball and all tackle there. He had to make the tackle. Penalty forthcoming here. There's a real schmozzle there, and you knew what was going to come. Matty G, Patton's got hold of Matty G's shirt. He was dragging him down. He was holding him down. You just knew what was going to happen. Matty G's protests, they're ignored by the Wigan official Scott Michelauskas. Widnes get the penalty. You see it at League One level. That's the ugly side of the Championship for mine. Patton hoodwinking the officials there, holding on to G's shirt. G could not get up off the floor, and that's why he was protesting. And this penalty now will see Widnes have a full set inside the Bradford half of the field. Well, Alan Coleman must be absolutely delighted with the effort, the application of his Widnes side. They have yet to come up with an error after 17 minutes, and they're inside the Bradford 30 metres here now with Condon. That's Ben Condon. Made his debut last week with a try in that narrow, disappointing defeat to Doncaster. Patton, no look ball to Lawton. Lawton's getting a lot of effort and attention there from Mason, Keys and Fulton. The 20 metres out now, Widnes in front of the post. It's going to go with Gregson to Roberts, and here's the Australian. It's Ben Condon. He goes surging over from 20 metres out, and we've just seen Patton linking there with his half-back partner, Will Roberts, the 20-year-old loanee from St Helens. Well, that was rugby league poetry there from the Vikings. Nothing that the Bradford Bulls could do about that one. Well, Ben Condon, that's 2 appearances and 2 tries. The 25-year-old. He played at the Manly Sea Eagles with Zach Fulton. He made 4 appearances for the NRL side back in 2023, but here he is lighting up the championship, and that was a real electric play from Alan Coleman's Vikings. Bradford caught defensively a little bit too easy there. That will not please head coach Brian Noble, and after working hard to get themselves back in this game, Bradford not being able to shut out Dec Patton in this opening quarter. It was just the speed of the play of the ball there. Patton to his half-back partner, Roberts. And that's St Helens half, Will Roberts. Second time he's partnered former Bradford man Dec Patton. When you speak to Widnes head coach Alan Coleman, he's confident that they can do a job and that they can get the victory over the Bradford Bulls today, despite some clinks with their attacking shape and structure against Doncaster last week. Well, if Alan Coleman's confident, I'm sure the players are. Kick predictor 84% as that one goes straight between the posts here from the St Helens youngster, Will Roberts. 2 from 2. Widnes Vikings 12, Bradford Bulls 6. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV. Wherever you are in the world this afternoon, Bradford's defence has been caught out there on that occasion. So we've just had the first quarter gone, 20 minutes gone. Widnes 12, Bradford 6. Murray, Condon for the Vikings. For the Bulls, that superb effort from Tom Holmes. And that's come off the back of that penalty that got Widnes up the field in field position. And here goes Dec Patton. Patton's away, breaking out of 1, breaking out of 2. Patton's made 30 metres. And it's going to be a quick play of the ball here. Johnston now to Murray. Murray's 5 shy. Make that a couple of metres inside the Bradford half. Bradford just dropping off a few tackles here. Here goes Gregson, the former Swinton man, wrapped up. 35 away. There's 2 tackles on this set as Johnston goes to Condon. He's 6'6", and Big Ben is wrapped up. 20 out now from the Bradford line. They're on the last. Patton is calling for it. Patton gets it centre field. Patton, crossfield kick, targets Okinbaugh. Okinbaugh takes that one with relatively ease and no real kick chase pressure. And this now is a set where Bradford want to probably front load some of that energy. Dorro's leaving the field, so too is Logan Bayliss. And we're going to see Ronan Michael come on the field alongside Eben Skur and Sam Hallis. Nathan Mason also leaving the field here as Kieran Gill takes the ball from Lily at acting half. Cries of a forward pass, none given by the officials. 15 shy halfway. Here goes Eben Skur. 2 homegrown players in the Bulls side this afternoon, Hooley and Eben Skur. On halfway on the last, Hooley has it centre field. He puts a high hanging spiralling bomb for Edge and Butt to deal. Butt lets the ball bounce. It bounces kindly. 5 out from his own line. up to the 10. He's wrapped up there by Hallis and Michael and Skur. That triumvirate of interchanges made by Brian Noble at the first quarter point in this game. And it's Widnes 12, Bradford 6. Widnes with edge. 5 metres made from his 20 to the 25, centre field. Lily, Michael, marker defence. Former Hullman, Jordan Johnson, attacks Michael and Lily. The two marker defenders for the Bulls do well, bringing down the former Hullman, 15 shy of halfway. Patton's kicking early on tackle 4. There's no one there for the Bulls, but the bounce of the ball will be kind for Ockimbo. There was a little bit of a red flag there, a red warning light flashing, but Ockimbo read that one well. He returns the ball, 10 shy of halfway, tackle 1. Kieran Gill has it centre field, tackle 2, 5 shy of halfway. As we said, there's a real good intensity to this one now as Wonga Blake on tackle 3, 5 metres inside the Widnes half. Alan Coleman will be absolutely delighted with the hard work of this Widnes Vikings defence to keep the Bulls at bay. Skur now to Hallis. Hallis to Michael. Michael wrapped up in a three-man tackle. Tackle 4 gone. 1 to go on this set for the Bulls. They're down by 6. Hallis goes down the middle of the field. He enters the Widnes 30. They're on the last tackle here, Bradford. They're going to move it towards Michael. Michael has it on the last. Michael's lost the ball forward. Well, that wasn't certainly in the script from Brian Noble. Well, you've got to say, Bradford, I know it's a clean slate this week, but certainly you've got to say Bradford there, not composed, not patient with ball in hand when attacking. That's their 4th error, and that's just playing into Widnes' hands, you feel. Widnes 5 shy of halfway here with Joe Edge, who will get up and play the ball. Jordan Johnston goes in there and acts in half. McWhirter, who's just come on for Alan Coleman's side, the Australian, made his debut against the Bulls at Odsal in a defeat by 36 points to 20. Widnes 10 inside the Bradford half on the last. Patton kicks the ball. It's been taken here by Fleming. Fleming passes on the inside to Gregson. Gregson's caught high here, right in front of the post, and Alan Coleman says get the kicking tee on. Widnes will capitalise on another self-inflicted error. Ill discipline there from the Bulls. Well, that kick from Patton went straight up. Everyone was stood around watching it. It landed into the arms, the breadbasket of Matt Fleming, one of those fine former St Helens players in this Widnes side, and he just knew he finds a willing runner in centre field. Potentially, we're going in for try number 3. Well, the Vikings awarded their 3rd penalty in this first half, and Ronan Michael, he went high as Nick Gregson was charging towards the line. Scott Michalowska stopping the clock here. He wants a word with Jordan Lilly and the Bradford Bulls. Low penalty count, 3 penalties to 1, but this will present the St Helens youngster Will Roberts an opportunity to take the Vikings out into an 8-point lead. 26 minutes gone on the clock. Kick predictor here, it's at 100%. It's 12 metres out, right in front of the post. Roberts 2 from 3 last week. This to make it 100% record with a boot. 3 from 3 it is. Bradford's ill-discipline punished by Will Roberts. Widnes put a little bit of daylight between the two sides here in Cheshire. Widnes Vikings 14, Bradford Bulls 6. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, rugbyleague.com. Mick the Game Caller Gledall, Sunday afternoon Rugby League on the radio. What's not to love? Well, you've got to say, can't really criticise any issues in attack from the Bradford Bulls because they've not really had much attacking ball. They've come up with a couple of errors. And still, as we say this, after 27 minutes gone, Widnes have yet to come up with an error in open play. Bradford have made 4. And you've got to say those 3 penalties to 1, also a little bit of a cushion and a booster for the Vikings. On the restart here, they're playing the ball with McWhirter. Roberts runs the ball in, gives it to Condon. Condon now wrapped up by Skerr and Gill. Johnston in there in acting half, 12 shy of halfway. Here goes Max Roberts. Rolled over on his back. Much, much better solidity in defence from the Bulls here. Tackle 4. They're going to be up and over halfway here with Nick Gregson. 5 metres inside the Bradford half of the field, and on the restart after points, it's going to go back to that man again, playing in the dinner jacket this afternoon, Deck Patton. High hanging kick. Hallis, good kick chase pressure there on Patton, and Ockimbaugh does well to take that one from the blue clouds ahead, above. So Widnes 14, Bradford 6. Hooley to Holmes. Holmes back in field to Keys. Keys to Ockimbaugh. Just starting to see Bradford's attack rev up and come alive here. Skerr goes down the middle of the field on halfway. Couple of tackles left. Another quick play of the ball. Bradford come surging up and over halfway, inside the 40, inside the 30. Gill to Armitage. Armitage looks for support. There's no one there. Gets a quick play of the ball in. Bradford inside the Widnes 20. Keys is going to kick towards Gill. Gill against, but Gill's been taken out off the ball here. The officials have missed it, have they? No, they haven't. They've seen it. Well, Kieran Gill has been taken out in a nasty late shackle and challenge off the ball. Scott Michalauskas has seen it, but at the moment in this time, Kieran Gill is flat out on his back. Scott Michalauskas, this afternoon's big match referee, his 6th appearance of a Bradford game this year. Well, this will be a blow to the Bulls if Kieran Gill has to leave the field. It's looking like it's a bit of a sore or problematic knee injury on his left-hand side. And this is a bit of a concern here because the Bradford Bulls' Dr. Donald Young has had to come on the field here. Well, it was certainly a late, unnecessary challenge on Kieran Gill. We'll see if Scott Michalauskas deems it worth more than just the penalty, but he's up to his feet here, Kieran Gill. Gets up a little bit gingerly. He's shaking his head. I don't think Kieran Gill can continue here. Well, Kieran Gill saying to Scott Michalauskas has been attacked around the knee as he was looking to take that crossfield kick on this left-hand side from Keys. And Scott Michalauskas will just say penalty. Well, the Bradford supporters, they're wanting more than a penalty. It will just be a repeat set of a penalty from the Wigan official. 3 penalties to 2. An opportunity for Bradford to get their second score. Bit of half-time, fast approaching, looming. Armitage taps it quickly on the 10. Is a metre out from the line. Kieran Gill's okay to continue. And Kieran Gill's over the Widnes line, but he can't get the ball down. Well, Kieran Gill's saying he's got it down. He's cheering. Manny G's cheering. Scott Michalauskas says no try. He says Kieran Gill's held up. Kieran Gill just looks to the Wigan official and shakes his head. Scoreboard remains Widnes 14, Bradford 6. Oh, fine margin stuff from the Bulls there. Hallis, drop-off pass from Keys. 10 metres out underneath the post. Lilly now goes right, misses out Skerr to Keys to Holmes. Holmes out top! Ockimbaugh just couldn't take it in. Ockimbaugh takes that one in. He's the magician. Good sleight of hands there from the Bulls. The pass, the final pass from Holmes. It missed out Fulton, missed out Blake. Ockimbaugh just couldn't take it in. Another chance gone begging. 6th error now from the Bulls. Widnes 14, Bradford 6. 10 to go to half-time here. Don't forget, coming up at half-time, a little bit on Ray French, Danny Peacock. A sad, sombre-filled half-time here as we reflect on 2 great rugby league men. So, Widnes, they're coming from deep inside their own half of the field. There's still a lot of time in this game. 48 minutes to go, 8 to half time. Widnes leading by 14 points to 6. Bradford, you've got to say, have not been the best version of themselves thus far. There's a lot of effort there, but they've just been caught out on a couple of defensive lapses as Patton kicks on tackle 4, and that one's gone out on the full. And the former Bradford man, Dick Patton, he made 46 appearances for the Bulls under Mark Dunning and John Keir. That is Widnes' first error in open play, and a chance for Bradford now to capitalise. Bradford making one change this afternoon. Fenton Rogers recalled by Luke Robinson, the Huddersfield Giants. That's a chance for Nathan Mason, who did the opening 20 minutes before being replaced. Bradford now a full set, 30 out from that Widnes try line. Ronan Michael, the Balbriggan Island born forward, tackle 1. Eben Skur wrapped up tackle 2 inside the 20. Suter's come on the field for Lilly, and it's going to be Suter to Keys. Keys wrapped up, 15 out. Keys just taking the line on there, trying to slide and glide his way as Eben Skur just takes a little bit of a tumble here on the 4G surface. Bradford's attacking shape looks good on this left edge, and that's where Holmes goes to G. G back to Hooley. Hooley has it. Widnes stood around. Bradford have the overlap. Keys, crossfield kick. There's not enough on it. It's dealt with over on that far stand side there by Rhys Williams. Well, you speak about Mike Butt's experience and game time. Rhys Williams, he probably betters that of Mike Butt. And Widnes, they're playing to a very, very simple game plan here. Bradford all at sea again defensively, and Scott Michalauskas has penalised Bradford for the 4th time this afternoon. 4 penalties to 2. Widnes up to halfway. Well, if Widnes score more points on this set, this really is worrying signs here for Brian Noble and the Bulls. Gavin Benyon, relegated with Swinton last year. He's just come off the interchange bench for Alan Coleman's side. Carries Widnes up to halfway. Here goes Ben Condon, slips into a tackle, wrapped up by Suter and Hallis. Widnes supporters not happy with that one, but the Australian did slip, similar to Skur moments ago, on this 4G playing surface. If you are just joining us, we've got 6 to half time. Widnes 14, Bradford 6. Fozzard's on for Johnston. So Alan Coleman ringing the changes at a crucial period in this game. And here goes Fozzard with a maroon-coloured scrum cap. Down the middle here with McWhirter. McWhirter back to Benyon. Benyon now back to Fozzard. Fozzard inside support, but Roberts has lost the ball. Roberts takes that. He's around and underneath the Bradford post. That could be a crucial mistake there by the Vikings. It's their second in quick succession. It remains Widnes 14, Bradford 6 here in the Cheshire Sunshine, with Bradford playing the ball with Kieran Gill. Now to G. It's getting feisty and fiery out there. There's a couple of late hits and high tackles that have not been picked up by the officials. Well, that one has. Fozzard just went over the top into Matty G. Bradford, their 3rd penalty. Scott Michalauskas, he's already lost control once this season. You might remember the battle at Batley when there were 7 players sent from the field of play. 5 in the bin, 2 shown a straight red. He's just wanting to reassert control here. For Bradford, though, they've got 4 minutes to half time. Ronan Michael, tackle 1, Suter to Hallis. Well, we mentioned it pre-match. There's a lot of fiery, physical characters in both sides. It's like a powder keg. Who's got the match? Here goes Michael now, inside the 20. Holmes, Hooley, along the line. Gill, Armitage. Armitage rolled over, 5 metres away. He's still in the field of play. Bradford 5 away. Armitage, a bit of a pedestrian play the ball. He was smothered there by Robertson, but Holmes has it centre field. gives it on a diagonal line to Sker, and Sker's wrapped up on tackle number 4. There's 1 to go from this play here. We're inside the final 3 minutes of the first half. Holmes, Dallas gives it to Hooley. Hooley to Okimbo. Okimbo's in at the corner. Try 14 of the season. And Jaden Okimbo touches down in at the corner. There's a Bradford player down in back play. He was attacked late by a Widnes man. It's Luke Hooley who's gone down. Referee Mikalauskas probably just wants the half-time hooter to go here. Players taking life and matters into their own hands, but that was clever play from Bradford. That front-loaded Sker, that front-loaded G, that front-loaded Hallis. There was too many Widnes defenders in the centre field area, and that left them short over on that right-hand edge, and that is where Keys and Hooley probed, and Hooley's still down here receiving medical treatment. He's getting to his feet now. Deck Patton's remonstrating with Scott Mikalauskas. Still waiting for the conversion to be taken. And that is because Jordan Lilly's off the field. Luke Hooley, well, is he in a fit state to take the conversion? The physio's asking Luke Hooley if you could take it. And I think he's going to be a brave Bradford shoulder and put his hand up here and say he will take it. Well, the game just seems to be going away from the officials here. It's not always the match officials' fault. The players sometimes decide themselves where they're going to take the game. It's very, very tough as a match official. But that try, and with the clock stopped, with around 90 seconds to go to half-time here, that should allow this game just to simmer down on the stroke of half-time. Well, Luke Hooley can play no further part. He's going straight down the tunnel here. The Bulls supporters, they're wanting more action. Well, Luke Hooley was taken out late. It was difficult to see which Widnes player it was. We were tracking the pass from Holmes over the top to Keys to then Okimbo in at the corner. Well, if Widnes' job this afternoon was to take this game down the dark alley, they've certainly played their part. Widnes 14, Bradford 10 here, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV for those joining us on the stream this afternoon. Well, Hooley has left the field of play. We'll keep you up to date with that one. Lilly's been allowed to come off the interchange bench to take the conversion. And Jordan Lilly, 1 from 1 this afternoon. Kick predictor says 62%. It's right over on that far stand touchline, but that one is curling, and that one's just gone away at the 11th hour, and it remains Widnes Vikings 14, Bradford Bulls 10. We're in the 39th minute now here. Hooter imminent, and there goes the hooter. There will be no further time. They will decide whether or not Super League will expand to 14 teams as early as next season. I've mentioned this for a number of weeks now. A lot of people are being very professional and not saying too much about what may or may not happen tomorrow. The clubs that I have personally spoken to have all given me a sense of Super League being expanded and there being a merged Championship League 1 competition below that. There is a high degree of uncertainty whether or not that will happen in 26 or 27. Well, it is Sunday the 27th of July. The sun is shining here. It's 22 degrees out there on the field. It's just gone 4 o'clock. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Make the Game Caller Gledhill. Luke Hooley has come out for the start of the second half. That is pleasing news after he was taken out late leading up to that Jaden Okimbo score. And this is a big 40 minutes. You might want to say a real acid test of Bradford's credentials of a top 2 finish challenging York and Toulouse. So Hooley, boot to ball, whistle to lips from Mikalauskas. And it is Widnes who will have first use of the ball right at the start of this second half. And I'm almost certain that Brian Noble has been focusing on his side's expectations, playing well first and foremost, stick to that game plan, play with composure, play with patience, respect the ball in possession when attacking. Widnes 14, Bradford 10. Let's see what happens in this second half. Patton gives the ball to Lawton. Third spell at the Widnes Vikings after spells at Salford, Rochdale, North Wales, and earlier on this season at Oldham. They're on the halfway line on the last. Ball goes to Patton. Patton over the top there of Ockenbaugh into the corner. It turns the Bradford Bulls around. And with a minute gone in this second half, 39 to go, Bradford down by just 4 points. If they can get the first score in this second half, that really will be a big confidence booster for the Bulls. Well, it's never an easy place to come here. Just ask the York Knights and Toulouse. Toulouse were beaten here 24 points to 4, and this is not what the Bulls wanted. Jaden Ockenbaugh has just carried the ball a little bit too carefree, and he's been felled by Liam Bent. He went straight for the legs of Ockenbaugh, and the ball has come out. Not the start. A 7th error to start, well, a first error of the second half, a 7th error in total, and a chance now immediately for Widnes to post potentially a third try. That will not please Brian Noble and Lee Greenwood. Fozzard takes the ball out of the scrum. It goes from Roberts to Edge to Butt. Butt surging, dragged into touch. Great defence there from Gill. G. Hooley. Try denied. Door slammed shut. The perfect response from the Bradford Bulls. The Bulls there hunting and stopping Mike Butt from touching down in at the corner. And that has got the large travelling support from Odsell, banging the drum, chanting, encouraging words for the Bulls. Widnes 14, Bradford 10. An error apiece to start the second half. You can certainly feel the tension, the nervousness here. I wonder if Alan Coleman's told his players that London are potentially about to pick up another shock result against Featherstone Rovers. A long way to go in that one, a long way to go in this one. It's a slow, sloppy, pedestrian play the ball here. Fulton is limping a little bit in back play. We'll keep an eye on that one. Suter goes sniping out of acting half. He's brought down 10 shy of halfway. Keys in centre field to Hallis. Hallis pushed forward there by Skur, and that push from Skur has got Hallis another 10 metres or so. Good running there from young Sam Hallis. Back down the middle to go here with Ronan Michael. Runs a little bit lateral, now he fronts up. Takes 3 Widnes defenders with him. He's wrapped up 30 metres out. They're on the last tackle. Short side here with Keys. Ball's been charged down. Suter gets there first. It's a repeat set of 6 here for the Bulls. He went for it there, did Gavin Benyon, the Welsh international. It just didn't come up. So, a full set of 6 here for the Bulls inside the Widnes half. Ronan Michael on what is now tackle 1. Keys inside the 30 to Hooley. Hooley's brought clear. Options left, options right. He goes left inside to Fulton, and Zach Fulton will score at the side of the post right at the start of this second half. The Australian try number 8 of the season, and it's Zach Fulton, the man who made history in Australia, the first third generation player to play first grade NRL Rugby League football. His dad Scott Fulton, his granddad Bob the Immortal. We've mentioned that a few times this season. And Zach Fulton, he's not crossed the opposition line since he scored 2 crucial tries in a 30 points to 22 win for the Bulls against Doncaster at the Eco Power. Well, Luke Hooley has taken over goal kicking here with Jordan Lilly back off the field. And this is a chance for Bradford to have the lead for the first time here this afternoon. And you've got to say, that was great footwork there from Luke Hooley. He just fired himself past some they've worked hard, Widnes. You can't really say slack, but they just didn't tick that effort area that Alan Coleman would have wanted them to do. And it was just that hesitancy. It allowed Bradford to just slice through. And Joe Edge caught in no man's land. So, kick predictor, 88%. Hooley does give Bradford the lead. Widnes Vikings 14. Bradford Bulls 16 right at the start of this second half. And that's now a platform for the Bradford Bulls to build on. Well, this performance here by the Bulls, very, very much Jekyll and Hyde. But let me tell you, Friday night at Odsall, York were nowhere near, anywhere near at 100%. And the same can be said for Toulouse in that first hour yesterday evening up at Craven Park when it was 16 points to 14. So Bradford leading by 16 points to 14 here. We've had 6 gone at the start of the second half. Manny G, tackle 2 on the restart, just outside the 20. Suter, down the middle with Hallis. Hallis takes Bent with him. Also takes Gregson and Lawton. Another quick play of the ball here. Bradford just playing smart, composed, patient rugby league football right at the start of the second half. Try score a Fulton on halfway on tackle 4. Suter now attacks the markers. He's made 10, 12 metres forward. He's looking to offload the ball, Suter. But the former Canberra Raiders man is wrapped up. 25 metres out. On the last tackle, it's going to go to Holmes. Holmes on the power play, runs. Now he kicks, looking for Gill. Widnes do well over on that far stand side. Ball and all take there. It had to be by Max Roberts, and Roberts did well. Widnes 14, Bradford 16 here. Right at the start of the second half. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV. Sunday afternoon rugby league football from the Championship. A breathtaking, compelling, thrilling, nerve-shredding Championship competition in 2025. Widnes appealing for a penalty, not forthcoming. Fozzard felled there by G, 2 shy of halfway. Just looking for some creativity here from Roberts and Patton. Roberts out of acting half, kicks down the line, turns the Bulls around. Scrum, head and feet to Bradford, 10 metres out from their own line. And Zach Fulton's try after Hooley's break and cut through the Widnes defence means Bradford have the lead for the first time. Well, the good news is that half-time break clearly come at a good moment in this game for both sides, just to release that tension and simmer back down. We've got a good game of rugby league on our hands here. Was just ever so slightly in danger of boiling over. Here goes Okinbaugh. Good line break and bust through from Okinbaugh. 20 shy of halfway. Now here goes Blake. Blake. Good yardage metres here. Bradford have Dorrow off the field, remember. He'll be coming on shortly. And Wonga Blake's been held down in the tackle there by Dick Patton. Patton's penalised by Scott Michelauskas, 5 shy of halfway. Bradford just up in the ante here, turning on the gas. Widnes not able to live with the Bulls when they play this smart, composed, patient game of rugby league. They're not trying to force the pass like they were in the first half. Blake will tap it. 5 inside the Widnes half. Here goes Ronan Michael. Tackle 1. He's rolled over. 38 metres out. Suter to Skur. Skur's brought down. 30 out. Centre field. Tackle 2. Ronan Michael to Holmes. Holmes to G on that left edge. The former Salford, Hull, London man wrapped up. 15 in from touch. 2 tackles to go here for the Bulls. Hallis has just inexplicably gone without the ball. Sweaty palms from Sam Hallis there. There was no one on him. The ball's just popped out. Bradford, their 8th error, their second of this second half. And the tension and the drama building and bubbling here. It's Widnes 14, Bradford 16. There's a real mess there at the play of the ball as Jordan Johnston's come back on the field here. Interchanging with Matt Fozzard. Bradford don't want to concede a set restart or a penalty on this set. Mike Butt tries to come in from his wing position to alleviate the burden on the forwards, but Skur and G doing their job wrapping him up. Here goes Ben Condon, the Australian. Ball's come loose. Referee says play on. It's gone backwards, say the officials. Bradford just have to keep alert here, and they've done a good job there wrapping up McWhirter. He'll get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Jordan Johnston once again down the middle here with Ben. Ben's wrapped up and rolled over. 5 shy of halfway, centre field. Scott Michelauskas says last tackle, left arm raised in the sunshine here. Ball back to Patton. Patton, oh, it's ugly, it's a wobbler. Bradford let it bounce, it's a lottery. Ockenbaugh comes up with the 6 numbers and the winning ticket, and he's wrapped up 25 shy of halfway here. Another sloppy, scrappy play the ball as Keys now goes left towards Gill. Gill pushed back. And then some. Bradford have lost 10 metres there. Look at that defence from Max and Will Roberts. R&R. Teamwork on Kieran Gill. And now Bradford running out of tackles. They're 30 out from their own line. Sutton out of Holmes. Holmes fires the ball away towards G. G's on halfway, gets up, tackle not completed. Now it is. He's brought down there by Roberts. 5 inside the Widnes half. It's an entanglement of legs here. Bradford fans wanting a penalty, non forthcoming. Here goes Hooley, lays it off to Skur. Skur's wrapped up there by Patton. Also Benyon involved in that one. Last tackle here for the Bulls. They're 10 inside the Widnes half. It's going to go in centre field to Keys. Oh, Jordan Johnson clatters Keys. Keys gets the kick away. It's late. It's a penalty in front of the post here. Well, we said Jordan Johnson had taken Keys out after the ball had gone. Keys was flat down on his back appealing for a penalty, and Scott Michelauskas whistled to lips. He gives Bradford their 5th penalty, their 2nd of this second half. And a chance now for Bradford right in front of the post. They're not going to go for 2. It's 16 points to 14. They're going to run it in, and it's going to be Ronan Michael on tackle 1. He's 12 metres out. Dead set central. Widnes committing 3 defenders there, so they're short on this right-hand edge if Bradford go there, and that's where they're going now with Suter to Hallis. 5 metres out underneath the post. Are Bradford about to make it a second score in 5 minutes at the start of this second half? No, they're not, because Keys is wrapped up, ball and all, by Patton. And the former Bradford man there just has a little bit of afters on Joe Keys. Play continues with Ronan Michael losing possession underneath the Widnes post. Scoreboard remains Widnes 14, Bradford 16. Another error there from the Bulls. Up to 9 errors this afternoon. A bit of an unorthodox performance from the Bulls. Certainly played well against York. Better last week against Oldham. A little bit scratchy and patchy thus far. We've had 10 minutes gone at the start of this second half. Zach Fulton's try has nudged the Bulls in front. Widnes 10 shy halfway. Now Jordan Johnson's looking for willing runners. Finds one eventually here. Oohs and ahs from this crowd. As McWhirter, the Australian, is wrapped up on halfway. Here goes Liam Bent. Makes 5 metres forward. He's brought down there by Suter and Michael. 2 former Canberra teammates. Goes back to Patton on the last, on halfway. High hanging kick. Hooley takes it on the try line, on the Bradford line, and he's wrapped up there by Fleming, 10 metres out from his own try line. Well, you're just seeing here Scott Michelauskas and the threshold that needs to be met for a holding down penalty or a set restart. It's a very, very high bar being set by the former Super League official, and that's infuriating both sets of fans, but it's consistent, and that's all you can ask for. Ockenbaugh now carries Bradford outside of their own 20-metre line. Suter. He's got options on the right here with Keys, but it goes to Blake. Blake wrapped up, ball and all. Good defence there from Patton and McWhirter. Bradford on the last, 15 shy of halfway. Keys straight down the throat here of Joe Edge. he a match-winning try-scorer for Widnes against the Bradford Bulls at Hudsall last year. And Joe Edge has carried Widnes 10 inside the Bradford half of the field here. And now there's a penalty to the Widnes Vikings. Scott Michalauskas penalises Eben Skir, Ronan Michael, Sam Hallas. He goes ding, ding, ding. 3 Bradford players all in front. Patton's not going for goal. It's 30 metres out, dead set central. And he's going to run it in. Or is he deciding he's going to go for 2? He's having a word with Scott Michalauskas here. They are going to go for 2. Big call. Patton toying with the balls. He feigns the kick to touch, and you're just saying here, can't really lip read what Patton's saying, but his body language is, we will just take the 2. And this is showing Bradford a hell of a lot of respect here. Widnes not backing themselves to break the Bulls down, but we could be locked up. And I've already said, when the time comes for that great biography, I've already named it, we're going the distance. Well, we're heading towards the hour mark here. We have 26 minutes to go. We knew it was going to be tight. We knew it was going to be tense. We knew points were going to be at a premium this afternoon. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, loyal listeners, loyal watchers, we are going the distance this afternoon here at the DCBL Stadium. Kick predictor, 81%. Roberts, dead set central. We are all locked up here in Widnes. Widnes Vikings 16, Bradford Bulls 16. It's another thrilling tie from the championship. We've just hit the 55th minute. Roberts, he goes out to 4 from 4. Well, Roberts, his contract or his loan spell here is up at the completion of this game. I'm sure Alan Coleman will be picking up the phone to Paul Wellens and Julie saying, can we keep Will Roberts, who's had loan spells at Swinton and Rochdale in the last couple of seasons? Can we keep him a little bit longer? Widnes head to Sheffield next Sunday. Bradford host Halifax on Friday night. We've just hit the 57th minute here, and there's a lovely tribute from the Bradford Bulls supporters here for former player Danny Peacock, who sadly passed away. It is West Yorkshire Radio. It's rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV. Widnes on the restart here with Jordan Johnson. Keeping the ball alive with Lawton. Lawton along the line to Patton. Patton to Roberts. Roberts kicks early. It's just going to go into touch here. And that's a 40-20 from the young St Helens man. Okimbo caught out of position. And all of a sudden, this game has turned from that Saints youngster. Well, you look at players like Owen Dagnall, George Whitby, Jack Wellesby, John Bennison. Saints, a plethora of young stars lining up the championship. Remember the name, Will Roberts. Widnes now on that Bradford line with Patton. Wonga Blake! Oh, it's a special delivery. Express delivery there. Wonga Blake is just wrapped up Deck Patton. 10 metres out. And Patton's come off worse. He's got a bust nose here. Referee Scott Michalauskas will stop the clock. What a tackle that was from Wonga Blake. He just flew and threw himself on the former Warrington Salford man. Well, that's got the 1,000 or so Bull supporters on their feet with excitement. The officials have just had a quick conversation on the fly. Even Dick Patton says fair is fair. Let's go on and play. Patton plays the ball. Edge toys with Okimbo. Now they're moving it over on this right-hand side and they'll move it down the middle. And Joe Edge, the 25-year-old homegrown Widnesian, plays it underneath the post. Widnes 16, Bradford 16. Patton, flat-looking ball. Widnes surging forward, but Bradford have 6 players back. 6 players stopping that rampaging run there from Tom McKinney. The 18-year-old reserves player of the year for Warrington Wolves last season. He is a man mounted, 6'6". Widnes on that last tackle. In front of the post here with Patton. Crossfield kick. Targets Hooley. And Hooley does well. Ball and all tackle. There's more messing around, shoving at the play of the ball. We've got 21 minutes to go here on West Yorkshire Radio. This is an absolute gripper. Ockimbo, tackle 2 on the Bradford 20, wins the penalty. Well, Scott Michalauskas was saying to Liam Bent there, and the young Warrington teenager, Tom McKinney, he was saying he was held, and they were still holding onto the Bradford players' arms, and Bradford get the penalty. 6 penalties to 5 in favour of the Bulls. 16 points apiece. Fulton, he'll tap the ball, tackle 1. He's rolled over 5 shy of halfway. Well, this is an absolute ripper here at the DCBL Stadium. Keys now to Hallis. Tackle 2. Adam Lawton and Liam Bent, the 2 Widnes Vikings defenders. And now here goes Suter, sniping out of Acton half. He's brought down 10 inside the Widnes half of the field. Is it too early to talk about a 1 point? Skur along the line to Holmes, to G, to Gill. Gill penetrates the Widnes 10, but he's heading towards touch. He's put the handbrake on. He's made his body feel like a 100,000-pound ton weight, and he's dropped to the floor in the field of play. Quick play the ball then. Holmes now to Keys along the line of Hooley. Hooley's wrapped up. 16 points apiece. Bradford on the last tackle. In front of the post. Suter kicks towards the Widnes line. Edge is there at full back and deals with that Suter kick. Well, when they met at Odsell earlier on this season, Mitch Suter, he was one of the 6 Bradford try scorers in that round 11 win by 36 points to 20. Are we going to see some Mitch Suter magic here? Widnes 15 metres out from their own try line. It's 16 points apiece, and now a chance for Butt to potentially break clear, but he's wrapped up there by Armitage. They're in centre field here now with Bent. Liam Bent's wrapped up there by Fulton. It's his second spell at Widnes, Liam Bent, after spells at Rochdale and North Wales. Widnes on the last tackle, contained deep inside their own half. That will force Roberts to put boot to ball down the throat of Ockimbo, and Ockimbo returns the kick up to halfway. 15 in from touch, centre field now with Hooley. 3 Widnes defenders bring down the former Leeds, Batley, Castleford man. Widnes 16, Bradford 16. We've just entered the final 20 minutes as Skur goes down the left-hand edge. We've got 2 tackles left here for the Bulls. Hallis along the line now to Keys, to Fulton. Fulton wrapped up there by Patton and Fleming. 4th tackle gone, 1 to go. Keys loses possession just as he was about to try and go past McKinney and Bent, and Bradford now in double figures on the error count. Widnes still just at 4. 2 errors in the first half, 2 errors in the second half. That high completion rate will please and delight Alan Coleman, and that could just be a key component in Widnes only picking up their 3rd win at home here at the DCBL Stadium. Well, we mentioned the nerves, we mentioned the tension as Jordan Johnson gives the ball to Liam Bent, who carries the Vikings 10 inside the Bradford half. Here goes Roberts now to Edge. Edge straight into Skur, Holmes and Gill. The Vikings on the last tackle, 30 metres out from the Bradford line. It's going to be Roberts now. Patton calls for it. Patton gets it. Boot to ball from Patton. Williams against Okinbaugh. Okinbaugh takes that one comfortably in the summer sunshine here. And it remains Widnes Vikings 16. Bradford Bulls 16. 9th in the table against 3rd. Big wins on Friday and yesterday for York over Halifax and Toulouse against Barrow. Bradford know they have to win at all costs this afternoon to keep pace with the top 2. Here goes Aribi Doro, who's just come back on the field for the closing 18 minutes here. Keys kicks early, tackle 4. A low energy set there from the Bulls, but that's just going to play to Widnes' hands because Edge has carried the ball 60 away from the Bradford line. Patton moves in an acting half to Williams. Fleming's wrapped up, tackle 2. Patton in there in that 9 role here to Williams, and Reese Williams there. Flintbourne not far from here, ever so slightly inside the Welsh border, and at 16 points apiece the referee's going to stop the clock here because Tom McKinney, the 18-year-old, he has lost his shorts and I think he might need a fresh pair. Well, Charlie XCX had a song in the charts called Guess, and there's a lyric that goes, guess the colour of the underwear. Well, Tom McKinney is wearing blue. Looks like he's got a fresh pair of shorts on. The 30 metres out here. Clock is still stopped, play suspended. Referee Scott Michalauskas just allowing Matty G to be patched up here. A little bit of claret running from the arm. Well, the second half has had everything. It was 14-10 at half-time. Fulton scored 4 minutes into the second half, and then that was cancelled out by Roberts' penalty. So, 16 to go here. Play back on, and here goes Roberts. Now to Patton. Along the line to Lawton. Lawton, 2 tries on 7 appearances with Oldham earlier on this season. Last tackle, 20 away, crossfield kick from Patton. Armitage has it. Armitage has got it. Armitage has forced the ball to Tom Holmes. That is dumb rugby league football there from the Bradford Bulls. And if ever there was a clip, or if ever there was a moment there of what Bradford should not be doing, it is that there from Guy Armitage. What on earth was he doing? Bradford's 11th error, their 5th for the second half. That is just dumb, scatterbrain rugby league football. Widnes 16, Bradford 16. Can Widnes punish that self-inflicted error from the Bulls? Dan Murray also back out there on the field. So both Noble and Coleman bringing on reinforcements to re-energise and bring freshness to their side's play. Widnes right in front to the Bradford post here. Bent plays it. Johnston, Patton over the top to Edge, and Edge has lost the ball. And that's an error there from Patton. He's saying it's come off a Bradford hand. Scott Michalauskas, big decision here. Does it go the way of the Bulls or does it go the way of the Vikings? Scrum, head and feet, it goes to Bradford. Widnes, they've come up with an error. Their 5th error of the afternoon. Let me tell you, we're heading towards a thrilling conclusion, a thrilling finish here in the Betfred Championship once again. Widnes 16, Bradford 16. Bradford looking for only what would be their 3rd win here in 13 years, if you include their win back in 2012 and that win in 22. It's been a bit of a graveyard as Norton Park or the DCBL Stadium. Caringill plays the ball for Bradford. Logan Bayliss fresh off the interchange for Ronan Michael. Both sides making changes. Closing moments of this game. Keys along the line to Fulton. Fulton drove over on his side by Patton and Fleming. 2 metres shy of halfway here. The Australian plays the ball. Hooley behind him and acting half. Now in centre field with Keys to Doro. Doro makes 5, 10, 15 metres forward. Good run there from the Hulkiston Rovers loanee. They're on the last tackle, the Bulls. Back to halfway. Hooley, high, hanging, kick. It's taken there by Williams, but Williams has had his pocket pinched by Blake. Blake to Okinbo. Okinbo towards this corner. Okinbo's wrapped up. 5 away from the Widnes line. Wonga Blake has just come up with a crime of the championship season, and now Bradford move it. The goal with Hooley. Hooley towards the line. Luke Hooley to win this one, potentially for the Bulls. Try number 4 of the season, and it's the homegrown former Bradford man back at the Bulls in 25 who has scored right at the side of the post. The Bulls supporters cannot believe what they've just seen. They're chanting Hooley. Well, Luke Hooley, he, like Jordan Lilly, has been the heartbeat of this Bradford side. Certainly works himself to the bone at times. And you've got to say, Luke Hooley, his control there, his footwork, he ran direct. It was the speed that Widnes could not capitalise or keep up with. And Luke Hooley, will he score a more important try this season? The game's on a knife edge here. We've got 12 minutes to go. Hooley, try number 4 of the season, the 26-year-old. As we said, no deal signed yet for 2026, but there's one certainly on the table. And the Bulls faithful, they'll be hoping that that deal can be struck so that Luke Hooley remains at the club. Clock stopped here because Luke Hooley has taken the full 90 seconds. Well, will Luke Hooley score a more important try? A lot of what's just happened has to go down to Wonga Blake. The leadership, the experience, the knowledge, the know-how. Kick predicts 100% here. Luke Hooley from slap bang in front. Hooley converts. Strap yourselves in, we're going the distance this afternoon. It's Widnes 16, Bradford 22. And oh boy, you're going to see one hell of a response now from the Widnes Vikings. It's West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV. Just a quick reminder, next weekend we are covering the game at Odsal, the big mouth-watering West Yorkshire derby between the Bradford Bulls and the Halifax Panthers. And then on the Sunday, it is another West Yorkshire derby. We will be at Mount Pleasant to see an old friend, an old face, John Keir and the Batley Bulldogs taking on Featherstone Rovers. 2 big West Yorkshire derbies for your listening ears next weekend on West Yorkshire Radio, here at the DCBL Stadium. Norton Park to me and you. Bradford up and over the 20-metre line here with Aribi Doro. Suter now to Hallas. Oh boy, if Bradford do get the result this afternoon, they've certainly had to work hard for it off the back of some uncharacteristic and poor, unsmart play at times. The 5 shy of halfway here now with Hooley. Back down the middle, the goal with Doro. This is where Bradford have lacked that conviction and that strike. Another score with 10 to go. It might just be it. They're hanging on though, Bradford. They do lead by 6 as Keys on the last tackle goes straight down to Edge. And Joe Edge wrapped up there by G and Suter, but he's allowed to offload the ball behind him to Butt. And here goes Mike Butt. Mike Butt still going forward. Kieran Gill, Aribi Doro finally bring down the Welshman, who will get to his feet and he'll play the ball, and they'll go down this left-hand side now with Jordan Johnston. The 5 shy of halfway here, the Vikings. We've got 9 minutes to go. We're in the final 10. A thrilling championship fixture as Patton up and over halfway, moves the ball from right to left, and on this left-hand side, it's Fleming who's wrapped up by Keys and Blake. Here goes Murray now on tackle number 4, keeps it going behind him to McWhirter, he's going to be wrapped up. Haller, Suter, Doro, tackle 4, McWhirter gets to his feet, he'll play the ball. Roberts kicks early on 4 to Hooley. Hooley from his own 10-metre line plots a course as Patton body checks Hooley, just like Blake did earlier on in this second half, and he's wrapped up 10 away from his own line. Well, I'm sure the message is coming on from Brian Noble, it's coming on from Lee Greenwood. Composure, be patient, play smart. As Guy Armitage is wrapped up 25 shy of halfway. 2 tries in the second half to the Bradford Bulls, Fulton and Hooley. Just the penalty from Saints youngster Will Roberts. Widnes' points in this second half. Here goes Doro, driving forward. Brought down there by Johnston, 15 shy of halfway. Lilly back on the field here for Suter. He finds Williams on the full. And with the scoreboard in Bradford's favour at 22 points to 16, game management now and clock management absolutely crucial for Widnes. Liam Bentz just left the field. So Alan Coleman's last roll of the dice, both sides at 8 interchanges apiece. Noble and Coleman over there on the touchline. You can see them, the bellowing, the barking orders, instructions to their sides. There's a lot of energy coming from those dugouts, let me tell you, as Widnes are up and over halfway here. Bayliss has to bring down the Warrington low knee, and now it's going to be Roberts to Edge. Edge looking to get the ball out the back, wrapped up there though by Lilly. G and Gill. They're on the last tackle here, the Vikings, down by 6. Patton's got it. Patton, crossfield kick, finds Williams. Williams kicks on the diagonal into space, but Hooley, safety first there from Bradford's linchpin. Luke Hooley, he got there ahead of Gavin Benyon and Dan Murray, and Bradford back in possession. 7 to go. Bradford 22, Widnes 16. Tension, drama here at the DCBL Stadium. Eben Skur carries the ball on that left edge. That gives Bradford a little bit of shape here, but they've just got to go through the motions, you feel. They've just got to work hard, roll the sleeves up, and certainly defend and tackle well. They're on the last. Hooley, 10 shy of halfway. That one's a little bit of a wobbler, but Joe Edge has taken that on the full from the 10, up and out of the 20, where he's going to meet that red, amber and black welcoming committee of Doro and Fulton. Patton acting half to Williams. Tackle 2. 10 metres shy of halfway. The Welshman plays the ball. Fleming acting half. Here goes Adam Lawton. His forward impact has been negated. It's a sloppy, scrappy play, the ball. Bradford appealing for an error, none forthcoming, and now Widnes move the ball over on that right-hand side. Will Roberts is wrapped up. Now or never for the Vikings. They're just going to have to go for it, you feel. They're down by 6. They've got it in centre field with McWhirter. Now to Patton. It goes to Edge, to Fleming. Ball's been picked off by Okibo. And Okibo, he's got the entire Widnes side chasing him. And Okibo is going to go the distance. Goodbye! Okibo's 15th try of the season will win it for the Bradford Bulls. 6 minutes to go here, and it's Jaden Okibo's interception down this main stand side. He had half the Widnes side chasing back. It was a valiant effort from Edge and the Sage youngster, Will Roberts, but Okibo, his second of the afternoon, his 15th try of the season, and that's the moment you feel the Bradford Bulls will back up that win against Oldham at Odsal on Friday night. And they do send that message to the top two at the summit of Toulouse and York. We are still in the chase. We are still in the race. 7 games to go. It is far from over. Well, you've got to say, Widnes, we mentioned that game management, that clock management. The game was slowly going away from them. They had to try something, and it was Patton's pass that was going out wide towards Fleming and Williams. It was picked off by Okinbaugh. His second try of the season. Sorry, second try of the afternoon here. He's 15 for the season. He's now got 7 tries in his last 4 games. He won the 2018-2019 New South Wales Cup Grand Finals as a youngster in Australia. And what a season Jayden Okinbaugh's having. Luke Cooley, 5 metres in from touch. He has taken nearly 2 minutes off the clock. We're in the final 5 minutes here. Bradford will make it back-to-back wins. And oh boy, Bradford Bulls, Halifax Panthers at Odsal on Friday. Bradford's biggest crowd of the season already guaranteed on the initial ticket sales. Do not miss that one. Hooley to rubber stamp victory in Cheshire from the touchline. Hooley goes out to free from free. And it's Widnes Vikings 16, Bradford Bulls 28 here. And we reckon there's 3 minutes to go here. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Bulls TV. You've got to say, I was going to say, you've got to say, scoreline, scoreboard, just blowing out a little bit at the end here. Just like it did in the second half when York finally turned up and switched on. Bradford have pretty much been a carbon copy of that one. Bradford not finished yet. Doro down the middle, up and over halfway. Aribi Doro still going. Doro inside the 20, inside the 10. Doro brought down, 5 metres out. Bradford hunting a 6th try this afternoon in the closing moments. Hobbs to G. G's knocked the ball on. Line was open. And now Widnes have come up with an error. Scrum head and feed to the Vikings. Just as the hooter sounds. Full time here in Cheshire at the DCBL Stadium. Jayden Okinbaugh score. An interception, a gift from Deg Patton. Ultimately the difference. Very, very fine margins between the Vikings and the Bulls this afternoon. You've got to say Bradford, far from being anywhere near their best. But when it mattered the most, the Bradford Bulls delivered. They showed that composure, they showed that patience, and they got the job done in the most thrilling and dramatic of finishes. If Okinbaugh doesn't take that pass in, Fleming or Williams are potentially in with the overlap. It was 22 points to 16. Widnes had to go for broke. We're inside the final 5 minutes at that point. It is heartbreak for Alan Coleman. It's heartbreak for the Vikings. But what a performance. A second half performance from the Bulls.